in a northerly fashion right now. We are seeing still a Category 4 storm, still significant storm surge and significant flooding expected to come with this system. Now, while we will start to see that in overall intensity of those winds in particular, it's still going to be a tornado risk as it heads through the Mississippi Valley up into the Tennessee Valley. To see this storm as a depression or a remnant low by Tuesday morning. Winds are going to subside very quickly, but it's still going to be a significant storm. We are going to maintain that threat of the flash flooding going forward and also that tornado risk. Now, I want to see if we can bring Ben McMillan back in with us. Ben, if you can take us through the conditions you've been experiencing the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, Eric, definitely the strongest winds of the day. I have to actually turn my body to keep the bike wind free so you can hear me okay. But I'm going to have my photographer zoom to show you what's going on behind me. First of all, look at these trees. They're about halfway down off to our right. And those have really just started to come down here in the last few minutes, Eric. So we're definitely seeing more now. And earlier, it was more just strong wind gusts. So I'm going to walk back out into this, and you can just see the winds hit my body and how much of a change that is from our own. And it's providing us a place of safety.
Yeah, and it looks like it's getting pretty difficult to stand up there right now. I guess if you had to estimate some of the wind speeds that you're getting hit with, what would you start to consider as it starts to blow some of those trees down?
You know, I haven't actually seen any of the trees be uprooted yet, so we're probably in the 80 to 90 mile an hour range. When we start to see wind gusts get higher, we will probably move just a little bit further in behind our wall of safety here. But right now, I think being in the western eye wall is definitely the strongest, like I said, we've seen today. We're going to continue over the next few hours because of how slow this storm is moving.
Yeah, Ben, you can, I mean, just viewers at home and all of us here in the studio, we can see some of those more significant wind gusts almost taking you down to the ground. So stay safe. We're going to continue to check back in with you as we roll throughout to the rest of our coverage here, team coverage in the studio and on the ground. But I also want to show you more in the way of that IDA track and the forecast and the projection of where it is expected to go and who's going to see the most significant impacts as it does make its more northerly and then eventually northeasterly turn towards Tennessee. So 11 o'clock tonight. So here within the next 5 or 6 hours, we're still going to have that center of circulation now moving right around Baton Rouge. We're going to have a lot of winds still leading to significant surge on the eastern Louisiana coastline, southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, even Mobile now dealing with those outer bands of Ida as it rolls on off to the north. It is going to continue to weaken. That's probably the best news. So those winds are going to slowly come down, but even as the storm weakens and we get back to a tropical storm or a tropical depression, there is still going to be a lot of moisture feeding into this storm. That center of circulation, that counterclockwise rotation, you can see a lot of that very significant and flooding rain all the way up here into northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, Tuscaloosa, up towards Memphis, Nashville, just outside of Nashville where we had that devastating flooding just about a week ago. We're going to see more in the way of very heavy rainfall moving in those directions. This is 8 o'clock Eastern time.